Let's come onto our backs. You can bend the knees or have the legs straight. Rest the knees in or open them out, whatever you like. I invite you to close the eyes and just feel the weight of your body on the ground. Breathing in and feeling the belly expanding. And breathing out and feeling the back body sinking into the floor. Breathing in and feeling the ribs expanding. Breathing out, releasing into the ground. Breathing in and feeling the chest expanding. Breathing out, relaxing the whole body. And then breathing a complete 3-part breath. Belly, ribs, chest. Releasing at chest, ribs, belly, becoming heavy. Nice, long, slow breaths. And now on the inhale, actually if your legs are straight, bend them first. And on the inhale, rock the tailbone downward, allowing the lower back to arch away from the ground and the belly to rise. And then on the exhale, curl the tailbone upward and feel how the lower back can press into the ground. We'll do that a few more times. And then the next time the lower back presses into the ground, hold that, engaging the abdominal muscles to keep that arch of the lower back flat and pressing down. And then we'll lift the feet up roughly to the height of the knees. And you can see how that helps curl the tailbone up and facilitate the flattening of the lower back. And then as we lower the feet, the lower back is going to want to lift up slightly and you're going to keep pressing it flat into the ground. We'll lower one leg at a time today and don't bend the knees any more than they're already bent, lowering from the hip, touching down, and coming up. Now, I invite you to coordinate that with your breath, but I'm not going to tell you where to bring the inhale and where to bring the exhale. See what feels intuitive to your body. So you're working to keep that back pressed flat into the ground, even as the foot lowers. Be careful not to bend the knee at all, any more than the starting position. Let's do one more on each side. And then hug the knees into the chest, letting your belly relax as you breathe into it. And then release your knees and bring the hands up in the air. Interlace all the fingers except the index fingers, what we call steeple mudra. Mudra just means hand gesture. Okay. Now we're going to drop the knees over to the left and the arms over to the right, but the knees are not going to come to the ground. We're just going to go part way and then back to center. And then the other way. And if this by some chance is easy for you and you want to make it harder, you can straighten the legs. So for me, when I straighten the legs, I can't go as far to the side. So if you're doing the straight legs and you're finding that it actually isn't harder because you can't go as far, then just return to the starting position. And last one. Good. And hug the knees in. Maybe you want to rock a little bit from side to side, give your back a little massage. And then come back to center. Bring the hands under your back. Lift the legs straight in the air. We're going to scissor the legs, keeping them straight. Lower one down, and then pass through the center and switch, and switch. And then go as fast as you can. And if you want to make it harder, take your hands out from underneath your back. Keep the legs straight. Keep breathing. See if you can go faster. Good, now we'll go even slower and as slow as you can. As slowly as you can. And then just release the legs down. Shake them out. Just take some deep, slow breaths. Me relaxing your body. And then hugging the knees in, rock yourself up. Cross the legs. Pull the flesh back behind your sit bones. Bring the hands face down on the knees and we'll circle the body around. Exhaling through the back of the circle, tucking the chin, rounding the back. Inhaling across the front of the circle, lifting the chin and the eyes. And reverse. And back up tall. And come over onto hands and knees. Line your hands up under your shoulders, your knees up under your hips. You can take fists if your hands are happier that way. And we're going to do a modified sunbird. So sunbird is really a modified cat and cow, and we'll just take it a little bit further. So the body position is the basic cat and cow. We're going to add the legs. On the inhale, we'll start with the right leg and send it back and up and look up. Exhale, round the back, pull the knee toward the forehead and really try to touch the knee to the forehead. And then on the inhale, we'll go back and up again, except this time on the exhale, we'll go out to the side. And then inhale back and up. Exhale, rounding. And again.
the side. Continue in silence.
And then on your next inhale, release that knee down and do the other leg. The second exhale is out to the side. You can just keep doing cat and cow if your body isn't liking this variation. And then on your next inhale, just release the knee down, coming back to your table position. We'll take the hands a little bit forward, shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide, the middle fingers pointing straight ahead. And then just drop the chest, letting the shoulders become higher than the shoulder blades. And then push into the hands and lift. So the elbows are locked. It's not anything remotely similar to a push-up. You're just moving at the shoulders. The ribs go down and go below the level of the shoulders and then go up above. Good. Now, take the feet back and come into plank, modifying into a knee plank if that's better for your body. And see if we can do the same thing. Letting the shoulders be higher and then moving. So I'm not bending my elbows at all. Good. And then hold. If you're in plank, roll over onto the tops of your feet. If you're on your knees, you're going to lower your pubic bone down onto the ground. So I see a lot of people doing this kind of hybrid. It's not really a proper posture. You either want to be an upward dog where you're only on the tops of your feet and your hands, or if you're on your knees, then the pelvis comes down and you're in cobra. So try not to do something in between the two where you're on your knees, but your pelvis is off the ground. Good. Now we're going to try to send our chest forward. And if you're in cobra, you want to maybe bend your elbows and roll your shoulders back so that your chest is sticking out. And whichever pose we're in, we're wanting to pull our chest forward, roll our shoulders back, and take our eyes up. A couple more breaths here. Good. Curl the toes under
And then press back into downward dog. If you need to take a child's pose instead, that's always an option. Now, without bending the knees, just alternate pressing down the left heel and then pressing down the right heel. So your hips are going to move since your knees are not bending. Now keep weight nice and firm and pressing forward into the hands. Beautiful. Come back to stillness. And then let's lift the left knee up in the air and just circle it around. And then the other way. Good. And then roll the belly open to the left, keeping the left knee bent. Flex your left foot and push back into the space behind you with your left foot and look under your left arm. Press forward into your hands, pressing weight into your right heel and push back through your left heel. Breathe spaciousness into this shape. Beautiful. Look forward, lift your leg straight, and exhale. Step the foot all the way out. Beautiful. Now keep your back heel off the ground and your back foot pointing straight ahead and lift all the way up. Clasp your hands behind your back and make a mental note which thumb is on the outside of your clasp. Take a nice deep breath in and then sink lower without bending your back knee. Beautiful. Press your left heel back and your tailbone forward and lift your arms away from your body any amount that you can. And breathe. On your next exhale, bend forward, let the arms lift up, take your gaze toward your back foot. Continue to steady your breath. And then push into your front foot, lift yourself up. Bring your left hand to your left thigh and your right arm straight up. Inhale and reach your right arm up. Exhale, reach over to the left. Keep pressing back through that back heel, but keep it off the ground. Good. And then inhale and lift the arm back up. And exhale, bend and hook the elbow over the thigh. Bring the other hand on top. As you inhale, lengthen your torso, moving your chest away from your belly. Exhale, press your left hand down and turn and look up past your left elbow. Keep reaching back through your right foot. Good. Come center. Place the hands down on the ground. Step your left foot back, coming into plank. And then either roll over onto upward dog, come into cobra, or go through chaturanga, bending your elbows by your side, lowering halfway to the ground, and then pushing into upward dog, rolling onto the tops of your feet, and then back to downward dog. Good. Now we'll lift the right knee and start making big circles in the air. And reverse. Good. And then keep the knee bent. Lift it high. Roll the belly open to the right. Look under your right arm. Flex your left foot and push back behind you. Press forward into your hands, pressing down with your left heel. Breathe deep. Good. Lift and straighten that right leg, and then step the foot up between your hands. The back heel stays off the ground, and we come up, clasping the hands behind your back with the opposite thumb on the outside. And if you've forgotten, just do whichever one feels less natural. Now bend deeply into that front knee, lowering your hips down without bending your back knee. In fact, straighten that back leg even more, pushing back strongly through your left heel. And then try to lift your hands up off your body. Breathe into your chest. Just do the best you can, modifying however you need to. As long as you're breathing and your mind is connected to what you're doing, that's all that matters. This is a moving meditation. We're working to obviously open and stretch the body, and in this class also maybe strengthen, but mostly we're working to calm the systems, using that deep, slow breath to circulate lots of nice prana energy. Good. And then we'll fold forward, letting the arms lift up, letting the gaze find the back foot, and the mind find the breath. Pushing into the right foot to lift up. Right hand on the thigh, left arm up. And reach over to the right. Press back with the right heel. Breathe up under those ribs. And then lift up straight. And exhale, hook the left elbow over the right knee. Right hand on top of the left hand, that elbow up. Take a deep breath in, lengthen the chest away from the belly. Exhale, press down with the right hand, turning the body to the left. To the right, sorry. Find the breath inside of the twist. Come back to center, plant your hands, step back into plank or modified plank. Roll over into upward dog, come down into cobra, or take chaturanga, bending the elbows, lowering into a yoga push-up, then pushing up into upward dog, Then curling the toes and taking downward dog. Good. And now really spreading the fingers and pushing forward with the hands. Press the hips back, making the spine nice and long, but keep the shoulders rooted down into the back. Press the thighs back and the heels down. Then drop your head toward the floor, drop your ribs and chest. Slow, long breath. Good. And then with an inhale, we'll lift the left leg up again. And exhale, step the foot up between the hands. And then we'll bring the back heel down onto the ground. We'll lead with the right arm, making like a windmill, coming all the way up, bringing the back hand to the back leg and the left arm up. So start first straight up and inhale and reach up, and then exhale and lean back. Slow, long breath. Good. And then we'll bring the left arm down onto that thigh, index finger to thumb, and reach the right arm overhead. Push back into the back foot and lengthen out through that right hand. Stretch the side body long. Inhale, come up, straighten the front leg, take the arms out to the side. Take a breath in, and then exhale and reach with the left arm forward, 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 not down, but forward, forward, and then release it down. Bring the other arm straight up. Turn your gaze up to your right thumb. And then notice how long the right side and ribs are compared to the left. And then when you inhale, try to lengthen the left ribs. So you're going to move those upper ribs away from the hip. And then when you exhale, drop the right ribs down toward the left ribs. Good. Triangle pose. Keep weight in that back foot. Good. And then bring the hands down. Step back into plank or modified plank. Coming into upward dog or cobra, or first lowering into chaturanga, then upward dog, then downward dog. Inhale, right leg up, look forward. Exhale, step the foot up between the hands. And then bring the back heel onto the ground, and we'll do another windmill leading with the left arm, coming all the way up, bringing that hand to the back leg, and the right arm straight up. Bend the front knee, go straight up as you inhale, reach high, and then as you exhale, lean back. Keep the hips down. Beautiful. That looks great, you guys. Back leg is straight. And then bring that right arm down onto the thigh. Index finger touches thumb. Left arm reaches overhead. And gaze up behind you to where the wall meets the ceiling. Good. Inhale, lift up, straighten the front leg, straighten the arms. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, the hips will come back and the arm will reach forward. Don't come down yet, just forward, forward. Really get the length there. Reach as far forward as you can, then come down. See, you go further down that way. Then take the arm straight up. Take the gaze up to the left thumb. And then again, we'll inhale and stretch longer through the right side of the body. And then exhale, drop the left ribs down. So a couple of tips for this pose. It's a really easy pose to do wrong. First thing is keep the legs straight. Second thing is you don't ever want your body to be in front of your front leg. You want it to be lined up. So the imagery that's often shared for this pose is you imagine that your body is sandwiched between two glass walls and you don't want to break the walls. So if you start to feel like you're coming forward, you may need to go not quite as low down on your leg so that you can stay lined up over that front leg. So a good way to tell if you're forward is turn your gaze down. And if you're not looking straight over your front foot, then you're ahead of yourself. You want to really line up so that when you're looking down, you're looking right at your front foot. Okay, let's bend the front knee, bring the hands down. And this time we'll step the back foot forward and bend the knees, tuck the chin, roll yourself up. Reach the arms up, inhale. And exhale, bend over. And inhale, come all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend over. And one more. And then stay folded forward. Your hands can rest on your legs, or if they reach the ground, on the ground is fine. We're just going to rock a little bit from toes to heels. Slow breath, slow rocking, coordinating the two. Just seeing where intuitively it makes sense for you to inhale, where it makes sense for you to exhale. Good. Now come to stillness in the center. And we're going to bend the knees and relax over the thighs. And then straighten the legs, trying to keep the body just as much over the thighs. And let's do that again. Bend the knees, release the torso over, and then straighten the legs. And keep doing that a few more times. So we're not bending the knees all the way down into a squat, we're just bending them a little bit. The next time the legs are straight, hold that position. And breathe slowly. Imagine that you're breathing up from the ground, into the bottoms of your feet, up your legs. And then exhaling, lifting the belly and letting the breath spill off the torso over your head and back onto the ground. Beautiful. Soften the knees. Roll yourself up. Reaching the arms up. Inhale. And then exhale the hands together at the center of the heart. Closing the eyes. Feeling the stillness. Feeling the movement of the breath inside the stillness. And then release the hands and inhale the left arm up. Bend the elbow and bring it to the upper back. Bring the right hand to the elbow and press down. And lift the chest. And then switch. And release. Lift your toes and spread them wide and lower them down again, maximizing your foundation. And then take the arms out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right arm under the left. Bring the backs of the hands toward each other, or if you're able to wrap once more, the palms together. Inhale and reach the elbows forward, and then exhale and lift the elbows up. And then you might like to rest the thumbs on your forehead. You don't have to, but you can. And then bend the knees deeply and shift your weight into your left foot. Now really slow and steady your breath. You might even count your breath to make sure that you're staying with it and that it's slow. Look past your arms at a spot in front of you. And then when you're ready, lift your right leg, cross it over your left leg. And if you can, hook the foot behind the back of your calf. Now, the hands work as a rudder. So if you start to feel like you're falling to the left, you just apply a little pressure toward the right to counterbalance. And sit as low and as deep as you can in this, getting a nice length through your lower back. Lift the elbows as high as you can, opening the shoulders. If the body falls out of the pose, don't let the mind fall out of the pose. And release. Stand with your eyes closed. See if you've created any tension for yourself. The postures don't create tension. It's the mind's reaction that creates tension. If you're accepting of how it's going, just staying focused on breath, staying focused on body, not letting yourself be reactive to falling or so-called failing, then the body and mind stay calm. So we train ourselves in this way because life always challenges us.
just like balancing poses. Let's inhale the arms out to the side, and then exhale, bring the left arm under the right, and then bring the backs of the hands toward each other, or even the palms if you're able. Then inhale the elbows forward, and then exhale, lift them up, pulling the shoulders down. Bend the knees. Shift weight into the right foot. Look past your arms to a spot in front of you. And before you lift your left foot, I want you to first steady your breath. Get a nice, slow, even rhythm going, and focus your mind on your breath and see if you can chew gum and walk at the same time. So you're going to focus on your breath and not lose that, and just add the lifting of the left leg over the right leg. Hooking the foot behind, if possible, readjusting your gaze point if necessary, bending down deep like you're sitting in a chair, keeping the elbows lifted, keeping the mind on the breath, pressing away from the direction that you feel like you might be about to fall into. And release. Just stand for a moment. See what's here. See what you feel in the body. See what you feel in the mind. See how the breath is. Good. And then we'll shift the energies into a breath of joy. So if you're not standing, you might want to come to standing. It's not going to be difficult, but if you're tired and you need to be on your knees instead of your feet, you can try that as well. I'm not actually sure how it would work on the knees, to be honest, but if you can stand, that would be great. So breath of joy has 3 inhales and then an exhale. The first inhale is in front of you, like you're holding a beach ball. The second inhale is out to the side. The third inhale takes that beach ball and lifts it up over the head. And then on the exhale, we bend the knees, we completely let everything go, and we say ha. And then back up, inhale, 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 ha. Inhale, inhale, inhale. So those inhales are sniffs of breath. Sniffs through the nose, and the exhale out through the mouth. Let it be exuberant. Let it be playful. Let it be joyful. 2 more. And then just come up. Turn the palms forward. Close the eyes. Feel what you feel. And then bend the knees and drop the chin. Lower all the way down onto the buttocks. Bringing the heels together to create a square inside your legs. Not a diamond, but a square, so the knees are right angles. And pull the flesh of the buttocks back behind the sit bones. Inhale and reach up. Exhale, lengthen your spine, reaching your chest forward
As you come down, relax the arms. Let the elbows bend if possible. Let the head drop. Take time with your breath. Feel it filling up like a balloon and then emptying and collapsing just like an empty balloon. And then roll yourself up. Reach up, inhale. And then keep your arms up here. You can lower them if you'll need to. Bring the feet onto the floor. Tuck the chin and lower slowly to the ground. And if the arms overhead makes it too challenging, just bring them forward. Once the head and arms come down, plant your feet, lift and tuck your tailbone, and release the legs, then shake them out. Take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, releasing the weight of the body into the ground. And in through the nose and out through the mouth, releasing the jaw, letting the lips gently part. And in through the nose and out through the mouth, releasing the activity of the mind. And then finally, also releasing the breath, allowing the breath to happen without your help. And as you let the breath just breathe for you, notice where you feel the breath. Bring your attention to the feel of the breath without helping it, without judging it, just being with it. See if the mind can track the breath from the beginning of the inhale all the way to the end of the exhale without leaving. And then the beginning again to the next end. Staying with each breath, allowing it to be, and resting in the movement and in the stillness. Deeply relaxed, letting go, letting go, letting go.
Breathe into your heart. Move fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest. Rocking side to side. Feeling the ground. Massaging your back. Come center, bring the soles of the feet together, the palms together, rub hand to hand and foot to foot, bringing energy back into the body. And then roll over onto either side, resting your head on your underside arm, resting your body on the ground, resting your mind on your breath. Also noticing everything else that's here. How you feel physically, energetically, mentally, emotionally. And then slowly make your way up to sitting. Let's cross the legs in your non-habitual cross. So whichever way you normally cross your legs, bring the other leg in front. Sinking down into the sit bones, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, the hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste. Thank you.